Okay, so this is just going to be a quick video to talk about something I've heard quite a bit about in Thailand lately. And it's going to be about a multi-country visa that is being discussed in the region. So basically there's been a lot of talk about a multi-country visa between Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. This all was brought up just due to a meeting between a lot of different Southeast Asian countries and Japan in Tokyo a few weeks back, and well, that's what I'd like to discuss in this video. But is it all just talk and like political posturing, or is this something that is a serious possibility and something that might actually happen in the future? Well, I'd say it's not just merely posturing and talk, because there are quite a few regional agreements like this, just not regarding visas. The most notable example, of course, would be regarding driver's licenses and permits. All of these Southeast Asian countries accept each other's licenses as if they are their own. So if you have a Thai driver's license, you don't need to get an international driver's permit to drive in Laos or Cambodia or Vietnam. If you simply have a license from the region, all the countries accept it over here in Southeast Asia. So there are many regional agreements like this, as well as there are other agreements similar to this that encompass Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand, such as a lot of the trade agreements. But still, they've never done something regarding the visa situation. But they have talked about it in the past, and they seem quite serious in their discussions now. And what I mean by that is not so much because we don't know exactly what we discussed between each other, just a few little key bits that were leaked or published, let's say. And let's just say the policies these countries have been pursuing regarding tourism and a lot of the complaints that they've had would be solved by this visa. So it fits with the policy goals of these countries, and in my opinion, it is a reasonable proposal. With that being said, are multi-country visas even a reasonable thing to have? So everyone knows of the EU and the Schengen area. This is one of the the most popular and well-known multi-country visas. But this scheme of having a visa for multiple countries, that's valid for multiple countries, isn't actually that uncommon. Well, maybe it is a bit uncommon, but there are quite a few of these schemes in the world. And just to name a few, there's a Central American visa that allows you to go to multiple countries in Central America. There's also an East African visa that allows you to go to a few different countries in that area. If you get a visa for one of the countries, you automatically are allowed into the other countries on the same visa. The other countries don't need to sign off on it. You don't need to go to their embassies, anything like that. It's just they have made these mutual agreements that, if someone fits your guidelines, they also fit our guidelines, so we'll let them in as well. Because it benefits a lot of the, an example in East Africa, a lot of the people who go over into East Africa, a lot of them will fly into one of these countries that participate in this scheme and then actually do a safari in a nearby one. And allowing this multi-country visa in the region just allows tourism to be much more efficient and streamlined and less of a hassle. So it increased tourism numbers. So the rationale for Southeast Asia doing this is similar. There's a lot of people who come over to Southeast Asia and do tours or want to do Southeast Asia tours that are self-guided. So you'll travel around the region, backpacking or something like this, or actually do a guided tour. They want to see, say, some Thai temples and nature. They want to go to the beach in Thailand, then they want to go see Angkor Wat in Cambodia, and they want to go visit Ho Chi Minh City. Doing this now requires multiple different visas, and if they're not from a particularly advantageous country that has a nice passport and visa-free access, then it can be extremely difficult to actually arrange the travel and much more costly. This discourages a lot of these travelers from, well, doing that. So oftentimes they'll pick to just visit one country or skip the region entirely and opt for somewhere else. So the Ministry of Tourism here in Thailand has spoken about that in the past, as well as I believe Vietnam has as well. And these are the two big countries pushing for this program or this multi-country visa scheme. And so, like I said before, I think it is a quite reasonable proposal and something that they are seriously considering, as there is a real issue it would be solving. With all that being said and clarifying that this is a very real possibility, what is the time frame we would be looking at before a multi-country visa might be issued in Southeast Asia or the Asian region or Indochina? Well, unfortunately, if I'm being honest, I don't really expect any real updates about this to happen until mid-2024. And any real implementation where you can actually go apply for it or get it on arrival probably won't be happening till sometime in 2025. The reason for this is just there hasn't been a lot of detailed discussion. There's only been some mentions between the prime ministers and stuff of these countries, as well as them saying that they're going to discuss with their Ministry of Tourism. So it's relatively early on in the process. However, I mean, maybe I'm being a little pessimistic because Thailand and Vietnam are both prioritizing recovering their tourism numbers. Thailand has finally done a pretty good job in doing that with quite a lot of arrivals coming, but we've also began to overhaul their tourism schemes for the region. So one example being Thailand just passed visa-free access for mainland Chinese, and they just made it permanent. So they are making a lot of visa changes, so maybe I'm being a little pessimistic here. Maybe this multi-country visa comes along a little sooner, but I believe just due to the amount of bureaucracy that would be entailed with it, and a lot of the cooperation between the different countries that need to be understood first, let's say. It's probably going to be 2025 before this reasonably happens. Anyhow, not get your hopes up. All of this is merely speculation at this point, and we'll probably know something more about this if something is coming down the line sometime in the next 6 months. But most likely what we'll be looking at is a 90-day or 120-day visa for the region if this multi-country visa was approved. Or potentially what has been talked about the most, let's say, is a 90-day tourist visa for the region. So encompassing Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand. That's what's been most discussed in the media as well as from the immigration sources. I do suspect though that this whole program, unless it's a visa waiver program, it's going to be, let's say, a little guarded. It won't be as easy as you just apply for a normal visa and bam, you get this long-term 120-day multi-country visa. I don't think it would be like that, let's say. I think it would be more like you have to show a detailed itinerary of what you'll be doing. You're going to have to show your trips between the different countries and have flights in and out of the region as well. I think it'll be quite cumbersome, which would off-put most people from using this just as a simple tourist visa and would make it more in line with the country's goals of attracting higher value tourists, as they say. Ones that spend more money in the tourist economy as well as go on things such as guided tours. Okay, that's going to be all for this video. I'll update y'all whenever I get new information on this because it is something that particularly interests me as well as probably would interest a lot of y'all if it does get approved. Yeah, sorry by the way about not making a lot of videos recently. I got in a bike accident. You can see like some damage here. The scabs already came off and it's already scarred over because I heal quite quickly, I guess. But it happened a little bit back ago, so I haven't been making videos and I've just been focused on a lot of client work. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to be producing more videos very soon. So with all that being said, bye bye.